Good afternoon, and I welcome you, students. In the last lecture, student, we have discussed a sexual mode of reproduction. Last time, what we discussed with you, a sexual mode of reproduction was discussed. And we have shown you different methods which are used by the single organisms for the reproduction. For example, what we told you, fission. We have told you the fission, binary fission, multiple fission, fragmentation, regeneration, budding, vegetative propagation, and spore formation. All these methods were discussed with you. And here is a question on that. The first question on the screen is, student, how does binary fission differ from multiple fission? What is your answer, students, on this?
In binary fission, the mother cell of the parent cell divides only in two cells, and in multiple fission, many cells are divided. Nucleus is divided in many cells rather than two.
Yes, we have told you in the binary fission, what happens that the cell, parent cell is dividing into, parent cell divides into two daughter cells. Okay? You have seen that. Whereas in multiple fission, what happened? So the parent cell was dividing into equal halves. For example, during the cell division, okay? What example was given in this amoeba?
Yes, sir.
And we have shown you how the process takes place.
Sir,
Okay? The splitting of two cells during division. So other in case of multiple fission, what happened? It divided into many daughter cells. Okay? Examples of this multiple fission. Example of multiple fission was?
Plasmodium.
Okay, the spelling, be careful about the spelling, because sometimes the parent cell divides into, so the parent cell divides into many daughter cells. Questions like this will be asked to you in the paper. Question number 2 is on the screen. It says how the organisms will be benefited if it reproduces through spores. You have seen the spores formation.
Yes, sir.
So what is the important point about this?
Sir, in spore formation, the parent cell, like example, Rhizopius, it gives many buds that are very numerous in number, so a large number of buds, yeah, or the new organisms can be formed in one move only.
Yes. And the spores are covered by thick walls that protect them until they come into contact with another moist surface and they begin to grow. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So this already see that we have shown the spore formation. Example of spore formation already gave me Rhizopus.
Rhizopus.
Rhizopus. Okay. Another question is coming on the screen. Can you think of reason why more complex organism cannot give rise to new individual through regeneration?
So because in regeneration, specialized cells are required to grow.
Yes, in complex organism, you already know you have large number of organs, multiple organs, and then how will they be produced by regeneration? Cannot be reproduced by regenerations. So this is important point, that you have a complex organism, then what will happen? Different organs are required, which is not possible by the regeneration. Why is vegetative propagation practiced for growing some types of plants. Now, as we talked about benefits of vegetative
Yes,
plants,
sir.
what are those important
So
points?
that all the plants which are being produced by vegetative propagation, they are firstly they are genetically similar enough to the parent plant, and they can give seeds before the flowering plants.
Okay. So plants raised by can bear flowers and fruit earlier than those produced from seeds. You have seen
Yes,
that plants, okay, raised by vegetative propagation can get, okay, what happens? Then they can get or bear, they can bear fruits, flowers, and fruits earlier than produced by the seeds.
yes,
By the seeds, and also propagation of plants such as banana, orange, jasmine that have lost the capacity to produce the seeds. Also what is important, that possible propagation of plants which have lost capacity to produce seeds. So those plants which cannot produce seeds, what will we use? This method is very, very useful. So banana, orange, rose,
and jasmine.
jasmine, and vegetative rubber, all plants produced are genetically similar enough to the parent plant to have all the characteristics. So all plants produced are genetically similar to the parent plant and have all the characteristics of the parent. And of the parent plant. Okay. Next question, why is DNA copying an essential part of the process of reproduction? This is an important question for the paper. Asked many times. DNA copying an essential part of the process of reproduction. What is the reason for that?
So because I guess when DNA is being copying, so new variations take place that are essential for an organism or particular species to live in new type of
DNA
environment.
copying will mean that their characteristics will genetically, as you are saying, they will have similar characteristics, or otherwise what will happen?
Sir, there will be some variations.
That we have said already. Variation, we have discussed, variation does take place. But what we see, the if there is a mango tree, the DNA copying is essential. It cannot produce apple trees. See, you can produce only
Yes,
mango.
sir.
So their characteristics, DNA copying involves characteristic transformation. Same type of characteristics are transformed. All right, these are some of the questions which we know now after the first lectures which we gave. Coming to the more important part today, what we are going to discuss, student, the sexual reproduction. It is a process that involves fusion of gametes from two sexes, male gamete and female gamete. So in this sexual reproduction, what you have? Male gametes and female gametes. What will happen? There will be fusion, and this will result in the formation of zygote. And then this will grow. An individual similar to the parent. And sexual reproduction is most commonly seen in humans, animals, and plants. Some human, animal, and plants. See, the creation of two new cells from one involves copying of DNA as well as cellular operators. So the DNA copying mechanism cannot be absolutely accurate. That is what we said. And the resultant errors are the source of variation in the population of the organism. That's what we have said. That's what you are saying in the answer of that question. Okay? Copying jo hai, what DNA copying is taking place. So two new cells will be produced. One involves copying of the DNA and variation. Every individual organism cannot be protected by the variations, but in population, variation are useful for survival of the species. You know, variations are required for the survival of the species. That is what important.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, for individual, it is not going to be a problem, but then how the species will exist, population of the species. So it will make sense to come up with reproductive modes that allowed more and more variations to be generated. So what is important is that the organisms, students, should use reproductive modes. ठीक है, which allow more variations to be generated. That is what we said, the process DNA copying is taking place. And we already know the DNA copying mechanism are not absolutely accurate. They are precise enough to make the variation a very slow process. The variation is not a fast process, you know. It is a very, very slow process. So if they were to be less accurate, many of the DNA copies would not be able to work with the cellular apparatus and would die. There is a cellular apparatus also which is required. Then what will happen? So if there are some variation is there, but if they are very bad, then what will happen? Then the population will die.
The cell will die.
So process of making variants we speed it up. Each new variation is made in DNA copy that already are variation accumulated from previous generations. The variations are taking place from the previous generation, and this process is happening. Each new variation is made in a DNA copy that already has variation accumulated from previous generations. Thus, two different individuals in a population would have quite different patterns of accumulated variations. So you have two different different individuals. What will happen? There will be different patterns of the variations accumulated over from one generation to other generation. This process is continued. So all the variations are in living individual. It is assured that I do not have really bad effects. Combining variations from two or more individual would create new combination of variants, and each would be novel since will involve two different individuals. Then what happens? The sexual reproduction incorporates such a process of combining students DNA from two different individuals during reproductions. So the DNA of two different individuals are combining in the process during the reproduction. That is what is happening in sexual reproduction. That is right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the basic thing which is happening is fusion of gametes from two sexes, male and female. Let us see what we are saying. Each and every word and line becomes important to understand. What we are saying, the creation of two new cells from one involves copying of DNA as well as of the cellular apparatus. The DNA copying mechanism, as we have noted, cannot be absolutely accurate, and resultant errors are a source of variation in population of organism. Every individual cannot be protected by variations, but in a population, variations are useful for ensuring the survival of the species. It would therefore make sense if organisms come up with reproductive modes that allowed more and more variations to be generated. While DNA copying mechanisms are not absolutely accurate, we know these are not absolutely accurate. They are precise enough, we are saying, to make generations of variation a fairly slow process. Variation in a generation, variation is a slow process because this process is getting on from one generation to another. If the DNA copying mechanism were to be less accurate, many of the resultant DNA copies would not be able to work with cellular apparatus and would die. You know, the type of questions are framed, they can take any lines from a book and then ask you questions on that. So how can the process of making variant be speeded up? How will we speed up? Each new variation is made in a DNA copy that already has variations accumulated from previous generations. Thus, two different individuals would have quite different patterns of accumulated variation. Variations are accumulated variations. We have accumulated variations coming from many generations. It is assured that they do not have really bad effects. Combining variations from two or more individuals would thus create new combination of variations. New combination of variants will be created. Each combination would be novel since it would involve two different individuals. The sexual mode of reproduction incorporates such a process of combining DNA from two different individuals during the reproduction. So the DNA combination will take place from two different individuals, but this creates a major difficulty if each new generation is to be combination of DNA copies from two pre-existing individual, then each generation will end up having twice the amount of DNA that the previous generation had. This is likely to mess up the control of the cellular apparatus of the DNA. How many ways can we think it for solving this difficulty? So one of the problem which is coming is DNA of one person, DNA of the another individual. What will happen? That twice the amount of DNA is being generated, and this will be a real mess. So how this problem is solved? You have seen in corona, what is happening? The new variants are coming. The variation is taking place. Every organism is undergoing a process of variation. What we are trying to say furthermore, we have seen earlier that organisms become more complex, the specialization of tissue increases. Different tissues are performing highly specialized functions. You know, for example, in our organisms, you see, you have tissues are forming organs, and each is having a very, very specialized function. So they are becoming more and more complex. It is a complex organism. Our organism is complex organism. One solution that many multicellular organisms have found for the problem mentioned above is to have special lineages of cell in specialized organs in which only half the number of chromosomes and half the amount of DNA as compared to non-productive body cells. So what is happening? That there is a lineages of cell in specialized organs. Only half the number of chromosomes and half the amount of DNA as compared to non-productive body cells. This is achieved by a process of cell division. So what is happening? Cell division takes place. Okay? When cell division called meiosis. Thus, when these germ cells from two individuals combine during sexual reproduction to form a new individual, it results in re-establishment of number of chromosomes and the DNA content in the new generation. So in the new generation, what is happening? When this reproduction takes place, re-establishment will take place. Re-establishment of what? Number of chromosomes, and DNA content. Which is happening in the new generation. If the zygote is to grow and develop into an organism which has highly specialized tissues and organs, then it has to have sufficient stores of energy for doing this. You see that you are going to create organism from zygote. It will require a lot of energy. It's very energy is required for this process. So it has to have sufficient stores of energy. It is very in very simple organisms. It is seen that the two germ cells are not different from one another or may even be similar. But as the body designs become more complex, the germ cells also specialize. One germ cell is large and contains the food stores, while the other is smaller and likely to be the motile. Conventionally, the motile germ cell is called male gamete, and the germ cell containing the stored food is called the female gamete. तो female cell में क्या है? Stored food है. Stored food. You know that after the zygote, what happens? The baby is inside the womb of the mother. So that is where the food is given to that to produce the organism. So germ cell containing the stored food is called the female gamete. We shall see in the next few sections how the need to create these two different types of gamete give rise to differences in male and female reproductive organs, and in some cases differences in the bodies of the male and female organs. So it's very clear that the process needs lots and lots of energy. So how it will happen? Okay? Every line to be understood, students. Let us see some of the examples. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Those plants which are flowering plants, what type of sexual reproduction is there? The plants in which sex organs are carried within the flower and seeds are enclosed in a fruit called angiosperms. I will show you a diagram also. They are carried within the flower and seeds. Fruit called angiosperms. The sex organs of plants are in its flowers. Where are the sex organs of the plants? In its flowers. Majority of the plants are bisexual. Majority of the plants are bisexual, having male and female reproductive organ in the same plant. So they have male and female reproductive organ in the same plant. The male organ of flower called stamen makes male gametes or pollen grains. The female, fourth point, the female organ of the flower called carpel makes female gamete. These gametes are present in oval are called ova or egg. The male gamete present in the pollen grain fertilized with female gamete present in the oval. The fertilized egg grows within ovals and becomes seeds. The seed produce new plants or germinate. So this is happening in case of the flowering plants. Here is a picture of that. These are the different parts which are shown. Longitudinal section of a flower. Ovary, sepal, petal, filament, anther, stamen, stigma, style, pistil. Picture. What are the main parts of the plants? What are the main parts of the plants here? We have to note down all these points. What are the main parts of the plant? Receptacle, sepals, petals, staple, carpel. You have seen the picture of that. Main parts of the plant. Sepal, ovary, pistil, petal, all this. Okay. The base of the flower. The base of the flower to which all parts of flower are attached is called the receptacle. First, base of the flower. Second, the green leaf-like part in the outer circle of the flower are called sepals. The green leaf-like part. What is the function of sepal is to protect the flower in its initial stage when it is in the form of a bud. So the sepals will do what? Protect the flower in the form of a bud. Outer circle of the flower, leaf-like part, the outer circle of the flower. Have you seen when the flowers are being formed? देखा कभी आपने? तो outer circle flower का जो है sepals है. Initial stage में this will give protection to the flower. Third, the colorful parts of flower are called petals. जो पत्ते होते हैं उसके क्या हैं वो? Colorful parts.
Yes, sir.
All petals taken together are called corolla. The petals are usually scented. अब देखो इनमें थोड़ी सेंटिंग भी होती है, मतलब स्मेल सी आती है ना.
Sir, we'll try then check.
हाँ. The little stalks and with the swollen top just inside the ring of petal in a flower are called stamens. The little stalks and swollen tops just inside the ring of petal in a flower. These are the main parts of the plants which we are showing in the picture also. More information about this. Stamen has two parts. Filament, we have shown stalk, another swollen top. Anther, swollen top. Anther makes pollen grains and store them. They make pollen grains and store them. Pollen grains are yellow powder-like substances. Yellow powder-like substances. In the center of flower, there is a flask-shaped organ called carpel. If you will see the flower, सेंटर, उसके सेंटर में ऐसा दिखेगा. और कार्पल, what is this carpel? It has three parts. One, stigma, top part, receive pollen grains from an anther sticky. Number two, style, middle part, it is a tube which connects stigma to ovary. Third, ovary, swollen part of the bottom, it makes ovules and store them, contain female gametes. The flower which contain only one sex organ, either stamen or carpel, are called unisexual flower. There are examples of that. Papaya and watermelon. Note down every point. The flower which contains only one sex organ. Example of that. Unisexual, papaya and watermelon. The flower which has both sex organs are called bisexual flowers. Rose, mustard. Note down. Certain questions like this are asked in the paper. Now here we see a picture, what is coming. The swollen bottom part is the ovary. Female germ cell, female germ cell. This is a germination of pollen on the stigma. Okay? Part of is ovary. Middle alveolate part is the style and the terminate pod which may be sticky as is the stigma. The ovary contains ovules. Ovary contains ovals and each oval has an egg cell. Each oval has an egg cell. The ovary contains the male germ cell produced by pollen grain fuses with female gametes present in the oval. So pollen grains, stigma, male germ cells, pollen tube. So what is happening? Male germ cell produced by the pollen grain fuses with female gamete present in the oval. The fusion of germ cell or fertilization gives us the zygote, which is capable of growing into a new plant. So this is a germination of pollen on the stigma. The pollen needs to be transferred from stamen to the stigma. If this transfer of pollen occurs in the same flower, it is referred to as self-pollination. Self-pollination. If it happens in the same plant. On the other hand, if pollen is transferred from one flower to another, what is happening? Transfer of pollen occurs in the same plant. We will call it self-pollination. If pollen is transferred from another plant, this is called cross-pollination. They can ask difference between self-pollination and cross-pollination. Transfer of pollen occurs from
one plant to the other plant, one flower to the different flower.
Okay, so this takes place from one flower to another. The transfer of pollen from one flower to another is achieved by agents. How it will be achieved? What are the agents which will transfer this? What agents are there which will transfer pollen from one plant to another? Wind, water, or animals. After the pollen lands on a suitable stigma, it has to reach the female germ cells which are in the ovary. For this, a tube grows out of pollen grain and travels through the style to reach the ovary. We have shown you a tube. After fertilization, this is the first thing. Number 2. After fertilization, the zygote divides several times to form an embryo within the ovule. So fertilization will take place. And the zygote will divide several times to form an embryo within the ovule. The ovule develops a tough coat and is gradually converted into a seed. So seeds देखें आपने कैसे? The ovary grows rapidly and ripens to form a fruit. तो ovary क्या करती है? Grows rapidly and ripens to form a fruit. Meanwhile, the petals, the sepals, stamen, style, and stigma may shrivel and fall off. तो फिर ये फ्रूट बन जाता है. और ये आपने देखा ही है जो बाकी चीजें हैं.
गोट मतलब ओव्यूल ही हुआ ना.
हाँ, तो ये प्रोसेस ये पूरी फर्टिलाइजेशन जो हो रही है. Have you ever observed any flower part still persisting in the fruit? Try and work out the advantages of seed formation for the plant. आपने देखा किसी फ्रूट के ऊपर फ्लावर सा अभी भी जब फ्रूट बन भी जाता है? ऐसे फ्रूट देखे तो है आपने ऊपर वो फ्लावर से? ये जो पाइनएप्पल है उसके ऊपर क्या ऐसा दिखता नहीं ऊपर इतने सारे? Any flower part still persisting in the fruit, try and work out the advantages of seed formation. The seed contains the future plant or embryo which develops into a seedling under appropriate condition. The process is called germination. तो seeds जो हैं वो बन जाते हैं और वो फिर हम यूज करते हैं for developing the future plant under suitable conditions. प्रॉपर कंडीशन जब मिल जाती हैं तो वो जर्मिनेट हो जाती हैं, जर्मिनेशन हो जाती है. तो बहुत सारे सीड्स हैं आजकल जो आप घरों में भी यूज कर रहे हैं, खाने के लिए भी लोग यूज कर रहे हैं सीड्स. क्या कर रहे हैं सीड्स को? यू आर वेटिंग देम, यू पुट देम इन वाटर फॉर ओवरनाइट. आपने वाटर में रखे, फिर क्या करते हैं? कॉटन क्लॉथ में उनको बांध देते हो, फिर वेट करते हो. यू हैव सीन स्प्राउटिंग. तो स्प्राउटिंग कर रही है, उसमें आपको क्या हो रहा है? सीड से प्लांट जर्मिनेशन हो जाती है. Nowadays they are very good for health. People are eating sprouted chana, sprouted dal, sprouts of many things. Seeds, sprouted seeds are being eaten for many benefits and good health. So we can do the germination. अब ये एग्जांपल आ गया, एक्टिविटी आ गई. लेट अस सी. ही कह रहा है सोक फ्यू सीड्स ऑफ बंगाल ग्राम चना जो है वही व्हाट वी आर सेइंग, एंड कीप देम ओवरनाइट. तो ओवरनाइट आपने क्या किया? उसको सोक करके रख दिया. ट्रेन द एक्सेस वाटर एंड कवर द सीड विद अ वेट क्लॉथ एंड लीव देम फॉर अ डे. Make sure that seeds do not become dry. Open the seeds carefully. Observe the different parts. Compare your observation with figure 8 and see if you can identify all the parts. तो यहाँ पर क्या हुआ है? फूड ये देख रहे हैं इस टाइप से. प्लूमेरेट फ्यूचर शूट, रेडिकल फ्यूचर शूट. तो इनके शूट्स दिखते हैं आपको. जर्मिनेशन प्रोसेस है. क्या हो रहा है? Germination. You can perform this activity at home and observe. Cut open the seeds carefully. Observe the different parts. ठीक है, ये यहाँ पर different parts दिखा रहा है. Germination. तो you can do this. What is pollination, students? What is pollination? Important. The question was asked. What is pollination? Important question. The process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the flower is pollination. Okay, this important question we discussed here. There are two types of pollination. How many types of pollination we have told you? Two types of pollination. First, we talked of self-pollination. Important question. The transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of the same flower or another flower of the same plant or another flower of the same plant. ठीक है?
Sir, meaning same flower,
Same
another flower, but of the same species.
हाँ, same plant. ठीक है? That is called self-pollination. Cross-pollination, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of another flower, or another flower of a different plant, That can be another flower of a different plant of the same species. It generally takes place with some agents like insects, birds, wind, and water. You know insects and birds, what they are doing. देखा है तुमने ऐसे insects होते हैं?
Yes, sir. Say they get attracted by the scent and then they carry pollen to the different flowers.
Insects हैं, birds हैं, wind, water. They are also agents of cross pollination. Two types. Important question है ये. Cross pollination. और जो there are agents for doing that. Insects, birds, wind, and water. As water flows, then wind and water. Okay. तो ये देख रहे हैं एक ये है anther और stigma of another plant. This is another plant. तो क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन हो रही है, ये यहाँ से जा रहा है. Anther from one flower to stigma of the other flower. Cross pollination. What is this fertilization process which we are talking about? Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gametes to form zygote. Question ये है, what is fertilization? The fusion of male and female gamete to form zygote during sexual reproduction. Pollination is followed by fertilization in plants. The events are pollen grains land on stigma of the ovary. What are the events which will take place? Fertilization. First, pollen grains land on the stigma of ovary. Number two, pollen tubes grow out of pollen grains, travel through the style and reach the ovary through micropyle. Third, pollen tube has two male germ cells. Each oval has two polar nuclei and female germ cell egg. That's what we are saying. अब क्या होगा? Pollen tube releases two male germ cell inside the oval. Pollen grain, stigma, male germ cell, pollen tube, ovary, embryo, female germ cell. So pollen grain releases two male germ cell inside the oval. One of them fuses with female germ cell and forms a zygote. तो यहाँ पे फिर फ्यूजन हो गया, which grows into a baby plant. Embryo क्या है? Baby plant. The fusion is known as syngamy. तो फ्यूजन हो गया. कितने थे? Two male germ cells. तो इनसाइड द ओवल, ओवल में पहुंचे और यहाँ पे फ्यूज हुआ, वन ऑफ देम फ्यूजेस विद फीमेल जर्म सेल, और ये क्या बन गया, zygote, which will grow into a baby plant which we call as embryo. This process is known as syngamy. So ये process है. The other two male germ cell fuses with two polar nuclei. The process is known as triple fusion. So in flowering plants, two fusions take place during fertilization. It is called double fertilization. तो फिर जो है अदर मेल सेल फ्यूजेस विद टू पोलर न्यूक्लियाई, तो दूसरा मेल सेल का क्या हुआ, वन मेल सेल, ठीक है।
यस सर।
और जो सेकेंड था उसका क्या हुआ, अदर मेल germ cell fuses with two polar nuclei. So two polar nuclei, this is called triple fusion. So in a flowering plant, two fusion take place during fertilization. This is what we call as a double fertilization. इस प्रोसेस को क्या बोला, डबल।
सर पोलर न्यूक्लियाई होते किधर है वैसे?
ये जो लिखा इतनी है हमारे पास, तो टू लिखा है ना इसने, और
yes, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि होते कहाँ हैं?
उससे ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं, उससे ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं, कोई इसमें नंबर मेंशन नहीं हो, ज्यादा भी।
बट ये फ्लावर के अंदर कहाँ पर होते हैं, मैं वो पूछ रहा हूँ।
अब ये आपके सामने जो पिक्चर है ना, इसको देखो, pollen grain, स्टिग्मा, मेल germ cell, pollen grain, ovary, embryo, फीमेल, ये फीमेल germ cell यहाँ पर है, सारे फर्टिलाइजेशन इन फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स से हो रही है। बाकी ये मोर डिटेल में आप पढ़ेंगे, हमारे कोर्स में बहुत ज्यादा फुल डिटेल्स नहीं है, बट व्हेन यू विल ऑप्ट फॉर बायो देन देयर विल बी मोर डिटेल्स ऑफ दैट। 11th में और 12th में यू विल स्टडी मोर अबाउट दिस। अभी तो ये तुम्हें सिर्फ बेसिक्स बताए जा रहे हैं। यहाँ पे भी एक पिक्चर दिखाई थी हमें, ये तो ये सब फीमेल जर्म सेल ओवरी में हो रहा सारा, एवरीवेयर। अब मोर डिटेल्स दे विल यू विल गेट व्हेन यू गो टू द एंड ऑप्ट फॉर
3 o'clock हो गए।
चलो ठीक है, फिर ये खत्म भी हो गया हमारा। जो नेक्स्ट जो है हमारा, दैट विल बी रिप्रोडक्शन इन ह्यूमन बींग्स। तो फ्लावर्स का खत्म हो गया हमारा। नेक्स्ट देन इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल स्टडी रिप्रोडक्शन इन ह्यूमन बींग्स। ऑलराइट, देन वी विल मीट यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास। ठीक है, फिर मिलते हैं।
बाय सर।
बाय।